three-man rush. Now, so many Giants around. Pass intended for Jackie Smith. And now, look at Ken Parker go. And we've been expecting it all day. It was just here, and you knew it. And there it is, folks. It's like an ugly boil. It was bound to go, and it has gone.
Well, hello. Thank you so much for taking time out of your day to check out this video. And welcome to the Gridiron. And in my continuing series here of possible potential draft choices that the Giants might have at number 11, I started off with Micah Parsons, then I went to Azeez Ojulari, and then I went to Kwity Paye, and now we're going to go to the freak Gregory Rousseau out of Miami. Yesterday was the Miami the pro day, and the big kahuna, Joe Judge, was there checking him out, along with some other guys as well, too. I'm sure there were other pass rusher, Phillips, had a very good pro day as well. I don't think the Giants going to be drafting Phillips at number 11, but, who knows? But, I mean, obviously he was there to check out everybody. Rousseau had a nice pro day. I think Phillips might have outdone him a little bit. But Rousseau had 21 on the bench. His broad jump was 9'7". Phillips had like 10'6". Phillips also did 21 on the bench. Rousseau did 4.68 on the 40. Phillips was in 4.5 something, so he was faster. His vertical, Phillips was like 35 or 36. Rousseau was only 30. So Phillips had a very good pro day. Rousseau, not so much. I mean, it was okay, but nothing to blow you out of the water. There's some good things and some bad things about Rousseau. Obviously, he's very raw, but he's adaptable. When he coming out of high school, he played safety and wide receiver. So when he came here to the U, he never played on a defensive front. So he 2018. He had to change. He had to adapt. He's very smart. He's intelligent. He's adaptable. 2019 is only 1 year, the full year. He had only one penalty called against him. 2018, he played like in the first game. I think he was like, maybe 5 tackles or so. But he fractured his ankle. He missed the whole season. 2019 was his one full season. And then 2020 sat out due to COVID reasons. So, here's what it is. There's very good things about him. There's some questionable things about him. He has huge hands. He's almost 6'7". He's like 266. He's got long arms. He's very good at setting the edge in the run game. When you play him outside, he uses his long arms to set the edge so the tackles can't get on him and move him in a certain direction. They use him up and down the line. They put him over the center, over the guards, by the tackles. I even seen him some game film where he was blocking, Frank Pitts was trying to block him, the tight end that's going to go in the first round of this draft. So they put him all over the place. I've even seen him go out in space on pass plays sometimes. Now, don't expect him to cover anybody running up and down the field, but you can put the size of his arms, his wingspan is enormous. He's like a 747 out there. So in space, he's pretty good, drop him back, maybe do some covering. But, I mean, he uses a lot of it just like he doesn't have many moves. He uses his arms, hands and arms, okay. But that's going up against the talent that he's going up against. Now, let's not forget, it's the college, he's going up against the pros. He might have a little different story. He's only 266, so on the outside, he has in the college, he uses his talent to get past the tackles, but he has stiff hips, so he can't really bend and turn the corner. If he's able to keep his arms at length, nobody can get hold of him, his chest plate. In the pros, that may not work because you're going up against bigger guys that might even be faster than you. They might be taller than you. They're certainly going to weigh more than you, and they might be stronger than you, and they're better techniques than you. So, what you're getting right now is potential. The potential. They used them all up and down the line of scrimmage. You can see many times that he was able to, just kind of, run by the guards and the centers at the college level. But I said that may not work going into pros. He's an all-effort kind of guy. Quarterback breaks the pocket. Quarterback starts going down. He's following him downfield. If a guy's within 2 yards or so, he's diving head first to try to grab their ankles and tackle them. I've seen him take down many a guy that way. So he doesn't dog it. He gives it his all, but you can just tell. I mean, there's a lot there that needs to be refined. And if somebody comes in and drafts him, that's what they're drafting for, the potential, not so much what he has right now. Now, as I forget, 2019, he had 15.5 sacks, 19.5 tackles for loss. The 15.5 sacks was second in the country to Chase Young of Ohio State. So he's in some pretty good company. So you only got the 1 year worth of tape to look on him. So there's a lot to like. I think at number 11 for the Giants to draft him, I think it's a bit of a stretch. I think there's some better quality that you can get maybe at 11 to kind of plug and play and get better results right away than waiting a year or 2 or 3 years or so. So unless Joe Judge sees something in him right away, obviously Joe Judge knows a lot more than I'm ever going to know. So, but I think for number 11, I think it's a bit of a stretch. Now, a lot of people as Giant fans, can maybe kind of compare him like maybe a JPP. But JPP had 3 years worth of tape for the Giants to look at when they drafted him in 2010. Now, of course, he went to the College of the Canyons in California in 2007. Then in 2008, he went to Fort Scott Community College in Kansas. Let us not forget that football powerhouse. Then finally in 2009, he went to South Florida. Had a very good year. So the Giants had 3 years worth of tape on him. And they just saw something on him, and they drafted him number 15 in 2010. Now, I remember when me and my son, I live in South Jersey, so when the draft used to be in New York at Radio City Music Hall, my son and I used to go there all the time. And I remember sitting in the upper deck, and they announced his name. I was like, who? But I was kind of hoping that the Giants that year were going to draft Dez Bryant. Unfortunately, the Cowboys got him a little later in the draft. But obviously the Giants saw something in those 3 years worth of tape that they took a risk on. And obviously it was the right decision. They had in Super Bowl 46, right? They had Linval Joseph. They had Chris Caney. They had JPP. They had Justin Tuck. And they had O.C. Umenyiora. A nice 5-some going across the front there. Very, very good. They held the under 350 yards of total offense, the Patriots. So you got to never underestimate the power of a defensive front. I know the games have changed a little bit with Patrick Graham's system and all, and you don't have maybe 4 or 5 guys you got in there, or rotating in and out. Now you might only have 3 or so, but you can't underestimate like in Super Bowl 42, 2008 against the Patriots. We held the Patriots to 274 yards of total offense. Sacked them 5 times. Now you had Justin Tuck in the middle. You had Robbins. You had Cofield. You had OC, and you had Michael. Sacked them 5 times. Now let's not forget the 5th and final sack was about under a minute to go. Jay Alford came right up the middle, sacked Tom Brady's ass. Tom Brady fell to the ground. I think he flipped the ball. Looked at the ref. They called their final timeout. So that defensive front was able to knock off the 18-0 Patriots. So don't ever underestimate. So if we do draft them, I think it's a stretch, but if we do draft them, if you got Sir Lawrence of Olivier You got Leo the Lion, and you got Gregory Rousseau. You got those three guys there. You know, maybe not so much this year, but maybe, you know, next year you'll start to see him get a little bit better, a little bit better. And it might be one of those things where in the long run, we might be happy that we did draft him. But I think right now it's a little bit of a stretch. I think there are other better plug-and-play players that we could get right now. But we'll have to wait and see. Joe Judge was there. If he likes what he sees, maybe we draft him at number 11. And then tomorrow I'll have another video out on the final defensive position that I really haven't gone over. I got a couple players I'm going to talk about. Then after that, I'm going to start going over to the sexy stuff, the offensive side. Well, as always, guys, thank you so much for taking time any day to check out this video. You guys stay safe out there and go Giants. Woo!